Yo, it's Cru'El, and in this video I'll be sharing my best settings for Combat Master on low-end PCs so that you can have better performance and have more fun while playing the game. Lately I've been playing on a Dell Optiplex 7050 with integrated HD 530 graphics, which cost around $200, while I'm currently in the process of building a more powerful workstation in order to be productive to my fullest potential. If you've been following me so far, you've noticed I have a passion for producing music and playing video games. Thus, I ultimately desire to create better content for you all while continuing to help others in the best way possible. So, if you wish to support by donating and contributing to the project, it would be most generous and considerate of you, and I would be most grateful. But due to Combat Master's compact file size and low demand on hardware function, I've been able to run it fairly smooth, even while live streaming for the most part. It's one of the fastest and easiest games to download and install. It's quick, simple, and enables you to start a match in less than 5 minutes. But before you do that, you may want to mess around with some controls, graphics, and UI settings to ensure you have the best experience on your setup. The goal is to get higher frame rates with better picture quality. First, you need a monitor screen with a higher refresh rate. If your TV or monitor has 60 Hz refresh rate at the max, then it will cap your frame rate in game to 60 frames per second. So a monitor screen with something like 100 Hz refresh rate or higher is where you should begin. Now let's go in game and head over to the graphics settings. We'll start from Ultra Render Quality preset and work our way down. For the visual effects, we set the particle effects to low. This is for things like muzzle flash and barrel smoke, tracer packs like Dragon's Breath. Turning it off will give you higher frame rates, but I'm a content creator and I'm trying to make the game look good, so I set it to low. But if you're just playing casually and nobody's watching you, then you can turn it off. For decals, we'll turn this off. This is for bullet holes in the walls and stuff. We don't need to see that, plus it takes up more frames. Blood decals off. I used to keep it on because it makes the game look more real, but it's unnecessary. And the splatter from dealing or taking damage drops our frames. Explosion decals off. This is just for burn marks on surfaces from grenade impacts. We don't need to see that. Body cam post-process off. Outline post-process off. This is for the outline of the weapons and ground loot. I don't like how it looks, so I turn it off. And free fall blur post-process is on. This is for that cool blur effect when falling out of the sky. Next, for shadow and lighting, we'll keep the lobby light on, but turn shadows off. And the same with battle light and shadows. The shadows make the game look more realistic, but ultimately drops our frame rates, so it's unnecessary. As you see, once we turn it off, the render quality drops down to medium now. Turn the fog off. This can make your game look blurry, so turning it off will clear the battlefield. We keep lobby textures ultra, and if you turn the battle textures low, then back up to ultra, our render quality will now be at the low preset, but our textures will still be ultra quality and looking good. We turn battle and lobby anti-aliasing off. Turning this on will basically smoothen outlines, but in a way it makes everything look blurry. So I keep it off for a more sharpened look. And anisotropic filtering off. This can help you see things better from a further distance, but takes up more CPU/GPU power, causing dropped frames. Next, for 3D geometry details, we turn all of these settings low. This is for how good we can see details on things like posters, signs, billboards, etc. Terrain foliage details off. This is for all the grass, bushes, and flowers. All of this stuff has motion as if there was wind blowing, so it will take up more frames. The same with CZ zone smoke and clouds effects. All of these things can make the game look more cool and fun, but if better performance is the goal, then it's best to turn them off. Besides, this is how pros play. Turn mid-map streaming on and set mid-map speed to ultra. I didn't know much about this setting before, and I still don't, but after playing for a while, I found that it gives me higher frame rates for whatever reason. For imposters and long distance environment structures, we set all these to ultra and set max turn on distance for detailed 3D models to low. And lastly, for field of view world and hands, we set this to the max. I choose to keep the ragdoll on because it looks better and the animations are funny, but it doesn't drop frame rates noticeably. Keep VSync off, and for the highest frame rates possible, you may need to lower your display resolution. This can significantly increase your frame rates, giving you more consistent, smoother gameplay and higher performance. Your game may be a tad bit blurry or pixelated, but it will be worth it. And if you're creating content, there's ways you can sharpen that image and still make a decent video that looks like 1080p. So there you have it, the best graphic settings for Combat Master on low-end PCs. Thanks for watching, and may the darkness be with you. Until next time, signing off.